One hail, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to look at both the beastly and brilliant Shattered Glass Grimlock. He'll be our focus this time around in the latest GotBot True review. Hey one hail, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course subscribe, and while you are at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please, as it helps me out a ton and let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below, and if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon, see what we have to offer to you through Spring, or of course hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And this is the box for Shattered Glass Grimlock that actually came out at GameStop here, shockingly, as it was a Pulse exclusive. Didn't think I was going to get this guy. Really happy to have him, as I love the 86 mold. We will have an opportunity here to see the transformation going from Dino back to robot, but I mentioned how he's beastly and brilliant. Well, that delves a little bit into the lore of the character himself. We'll talk about that as well when we head over to the table and take a closer look at this lad. And indeed, we dip our toe back into Shattered Glass with Grimlock, who was available here in Canada at GameStop at regular retail. Pretty much the price, though, I think was in line with what it was on Pulse. Now, few things that I want to note before we get into the box. We have done a fair amount of Shattered Glass over the years. For example, we looked at, I guess, a Shattered Glass Superion. It was a Micromaster thing way back in 2019. That was episode 614. That was like a G1 Micromaster combiner. But more recently, and what people probably know the best, is something like the Optimus and Ratchet. By the way, the Optimus and Ratchet 2-pack just recently got reissued. If you want to know my thoughts on that 2-pack, because I already reviewed it, that was in February of 2021, episode 809. Besides that, we've looked at Blur. That was a couple of years ago in episode 913. We've looked at Megatron in episode 937. We've looked at, oh, what else did we look at? Goldbug in 938. We looked at Starscream in 944. We looked at Jetfire. Oh, the Shattered Glass Jetfire is so good. That was episode 952. We even looked at the Shattered Glass IDW comic series. That was episode 957. I'm not going to be able to link all of this, but hopefully you'll find what you need. I'll put a few cards, I guess. We looked at Ultra Magnus in episode 1021. Blaster and Rewind in 1022. Slicer and the Exosuit in 1032. And I think that, oh, and the Soundwave was 1058. And not for nothing, if you wanted the second dose of the Shattered Glass IDW comics, we looked at those in episode 1061. So a fair amount of Shattered Glass stuff. Did not think I was going to add this guy because I really didn't want to have to try and source it through Pulse again. Though huge shout out to Razorbear. He's been a gigantic help in getting a good portion of my Shattered Glass offerings. Luckily, GameStop here, I've seen them stock Grimlock now, Megatron and Starscream, and the Optimus and Ratchet. I think that's all that they've stocked here. So it's kind of been spotty, sort of hit or miss. Love this mold. The box is your typical Shattered Glass box with the Shattered Glass logo and the weird kind of shape and stuff to it. Over here you see Grimlock with his Trypticon paint scheme. We'll talk about that in a bit. Same over here, as you can see, and he's breathing fire on the back. It explains up here how he was basically created in a Decepticon lab, and he couldn't transform. He was just like a raging monster. Megatron put him away, said, hey, we're never going to use him again. Optimus Prime stole him and kind of said, I love this guy. He's an absolute berserker, basically. And he said, I wish I could have 1,000 more like him. Which, by the way, is a nod to Megatron saying that he wishes he had 1,000 more Bruticus. So it's a nod to that. Eventually, he earned an Ember because he was just created. He didn't have an Ember, and in Shattered Glass they don't have sparks, they have embers. He got an Ember. When he transforms to robot mode, he's actually brilliant. Very smart, very cunning, very calculating. But when he gets angry, he auto-transforms back into the raging berserker that is the dinosaur mode. I think the other Dinobots may have also been created, but I don't think I need a whole range of Dinobots done this way, but a Grimlock is nice to have. If you're still not kind of clear on the personality between Brilliant Robot and, like, you know, lumbering, violent Dino mode, think along the lines of, oh, was it Cyberverse, I think? Grimlock, where in robot mode he was well-spoken, but he was still roar when he's in his Dino mode. Same sort of thing. We got a giant set of instructions. I mean, they're cool and all. I don't know if there's anybody now who doesn't really know this mold. I don't know, maybe there is. Top is the Shattered Glass Blaster, bottom is the regular. The black isn't even the same. The black is a more night black compared to like a dark gray black of the regular. The orange tips, that's kind of cool, I guess, but yeah, it's the exact same mold. And here we have Grimlock, the regular Studio Series Grimlock. We looked at in episode 826, about what, 4 years ago. I think it came out in 2021, 2022, so 2-3 years ago. And when we looked at that, I showed a couple of 3D printed things with him, but basically we have seen the transformation from I guess robot to dino, the way he comes in package. So we're going to document it going in the other direction here with him. Not for nothing, I've already mentioned that the regular Grimlock I have has some upgrade parts on him. So I looked at that in episode 857, along with a couple of other things. So like, we sort of covered some of Grimlock already. Now, not for nothing, but Grimlock was really kind of initially handled by FunPub, and they did, you know, back in, what was it? Oh, how long ago was that? 2008, 9, 7, somewhere around there. They did like a Shattered Glass set, and the Grimlock was part of like a BotCon box set that used the Classics Deluxe mold. So this is trying to kind of homage that while using the G1 body type. We have to kind of give that caveat because the scores are going to be rough, right? For the coloration of the guy, like, it is, again, trying to homage Trypticon coloration, which the original did as well. So almost by default, I'm going to have to give this guy about a 9 for the look, right? Yes, it's definitely stylized in terms of being a version of Shattered Glass Grimlock, but it absolutely works and is recognizable as Shattered Glass Grimlock. I'll note right now that the blaster goes into the 2 rectangular slots that are on the heels, basically, as they do with the regular Grimlock, though I do find them extra super duper tight here. Also, because Swoop came with the sword that's intended for Grimlock, right? The 86 Swoop came with Swoop sword and Grimlock sword. It means because I have this spare file of Cybertron sword, I'm now going to pair it with this guy. And I think the gray and the orange actually really matches up nicely. I think this sword also looks more vicious, so I think it matches up nicely. I just had it on the other side of the tail put into this peg, but I mean, you could choose whether you wanted to put it here, right? If you don't have an extra sword, well, I mean, you don't have an extra sword. This guy did not come with wheelie, which means he is not a full 328 grams of plastic. He's going to be a little bit less. That said, did we really need the wheelie? I believe without the wheelie, this guy is still clocked in at about I want to say at about 324. Which means he's still a true blue leader class offering. There's no doubt about it, which I absolutely love. The only problem is, because this was a Pulse exclusive, there was like an upped price for it compared to regular leader class offerings. Not cool, Hasbro. Not cool. In Dino mode, exact same articulation we've seen before with the head going left and right, the jaw can open and close, still no front teeth. Ball peg here that's somewhat limited. The arms got an elbow but nothing at the wrist. This is the arms and shoulders, so we have the full elbow or knee, if you will, that can bend forward and back. There's also the other hinge up here kind of in the arm that's used to kind of bring his arms across his body, but you can also use it if you wanted to. The legs can still go out just like the shoulders and go all the way around. Nothing really at the tail. I mean, I guess you could wiggle it ever so slightly, but that's kind of it for the Dino modes articulation. Putting these down, and again you can see like the homages to Trypticon. You have the orange on the top, right? You have the purple on the sides. You can see the orange here, which would be like Again, the hip of Trypticon. You can see the green and orange detail. Granted, on the front here where it's gray, probably that should have been something else, but I mean, you have the purple down here, it's just lower. So I get it. I absolutely get the homage, and I like it. I think it looks really good. I love this mold so much. So, really, really happy with the way that it looks. I'm going to give the overall look a 9. Again, we have to realize the body's a little adapted, but I'm going to give it a 9 because you know exactly who this is. We're going to do the transformation and then we'll do the other 2 scores. And that's also, by the way, in robot mode is when we'll see the other regular Grimlock alongside this guy. I didn't think we really needed to see Dino versus Dino here. Okay, so where to begin? We're going to close that mouth and we're going to flip this back. Eventually, there's a tab right there that'll go into this slot here, but we're not going to do that now. I'm just flipping it back out of the way. We're also going to take these and open them up out of the way. I'm doing this fairly quickly because I think we all pretty much know this. So they flip back. Again, you can sort of position the arms however it is you want to position the arms. Flip out the head. Then we can take the whole chest and bring it up and tab it in. Then we can flip out a hand. And I'm going to bend that arm thusly. Flip out a hand. And bend that arm thusly. Then we should be able to split the legs, open out the tail sections, we'll say. I hope all this is staying in focus because I'm not really watching it as I'm going here. Because again, I don't think we really need to. Put the tail in the leg, flip the whole leg down. And we're going to do the same over here. We're going to flip the whole leg down. Make sure that we have the tail put into the leg. Now I got to deal with the knees. There we go. And the knees. There we go. Flip in. Flip in. Open out a heel. Open out a heel. Stand our guy up. And bring the head all the way down in the back till it clicks in place. Straighten out the head. And boom, in the end, here we have Shattered Glass Grimlock in his robot mode. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fanciest Grimlock of them all, right? I mean, I love this so quintessentially G1, but I might like the color scheme on this a little bit more. I feel like his paint and his purple and his orange really pop along with the teal. But you can see them side by side, very comparable. What a battle this would be. Taking regular Grimlock out of it. So this guy here, Transformation 10. Absolutely fantastic. In terms of like articulation and that sort of stuff, I'm going to first put the sword back there. And I mean this blaster, again, you can leave it in his hand, you put the blaster back there and the sword on his leg, you can do what you like. Actually, I'm going to take both of these off for now. The head goes left, right, little down to the chest, not much up, a little bit. The shoulder goes all the way around, these move, the arms move, this can go down and up and all around to get it out of the way. Elbow over 90 degrees. Again, if you want to bend this back, you can. I'm not 100% sure why you would, but whatever. We can twist the bicep. We have a twist at the wrist, so bicep and wrist twist. We have a waist that can go all the way around, really. Full splits way out to the side. Kick all the way forward, kick all the way back, thigh swivel, 90 degrees at the knee, ankle tilt, heel forward and back, toe not forward and back. I mean, articulated fingers, maybe? But like, I think that's about the most I could want for this guy. Even that would be possibly pushing it. I don't know, articulated fingers maybe? You know what, I feel like I could do everything I want here though. With him. The only hollowness on this guy is here at the forearms, which I think is fantastic. It'd be nice if there was a panel there like the add-on kit on my regular, but overall, I'm going to say, again, 10 for the transformation, 10 for the articulation, a 9 for the overall look. I'm going to say that Shattered Glass Grimlock, if you like the mold, this is a 9.75 successful use. If you don't like the mold, I don't know what to tell you. For me, and for my love of the 86 Dinobots, this is an absolute win. And here we are again, and here he is. I might have another set of front teeth. I'm not 100% sure, but man, oh man, with his teeth actually painted white here, I find it very jarring not having them in front. But it's a minor gripe, and it's one of the very few gripes that I have with him. The orange is all paint. The green is all paint. The Shattered Glass Autobot logos, obviously that's tampoed. I think this is all paint on, purple paint on his torso too. Obviously the coloration heavily inspired by Trypticon, who I'm looking at over there, right to the white neck, kind of being like the neck collar with the, I guess the buildings that are over Trypticon's shoulders. I mean, the purple that's on Trypticon where really Full Tilt is kind of mimicked by the purple chest down here. You have the orange on the sides of Trypticon, same here. So like, this is a great homage. I'm really glad that the spare Foul of Cybertron, War for Cybertron sword that I had and that I was using with the regular 86 Grimlock matches this guy as if it was supposed to be in the box with him. It's perfect, absolutely perfect. Everything that I loved about the 86, I love here. The couple of gripes I guess I had about the 86, I don't even know if I have them here. For example, I didn't feel a need to remove the orange tinted piece. I took the tinted piece off of regular Grimlock, but not this guy, because I think it really matches and pops here. I love it. It's another absolute win. It didn't need the wheelie. It was already a true blue leader class to begin with. As I said though, I don't need to have a full-on set of Dinobots like this. Just Grimlock. Of course, in this mode, the guy's an absolute vicious beast, enough that the evil and vindictive and sadistic Optimus Prime said that he wishes he had 1,000 more just like him. Just a rambling beast. But when he gains the ability to transform and goes to bot mode, he's actually a brilliant bot. Very smart, but also very conniving, very scheming, if you will. Great engaging character with a great engaging background that honestly, from my understanding and research, was based, at least his robot mode being brilliant, was apparently based on like an April Fool's joke. And then everybody was like, hey, that's a great idea. Do that for the character. A dangerous addition to the evil Optimus Prime's forces, but one that I'm very happy to have. What do you think about Shattered Glass Grimlock? I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring or course. Hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, please, and thank you. Stick around, have some fun with us here on the channel, and don't forget, not for a moment, not for a second, that you right there, somehow, someway, each and every single day, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights at the stop motion premieres or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.